Hello, this message is for someone who's been feeling really tired. And if this message is for you, it's not like a physical thing, it's like a mental, emotional exhaustion. You're exhausted with someone, okay? So, this is a message for someone who lately feels really drained by someone around them, okay? It's like they're exhausting you with their behavior, with their attitude, with the way they're being, okay? And everything seems justified somehow, okay? So I don't know, maybe it's a child and they're in an exhausting age. Maybe it's someone who's going through something right now that somehow justifies them being like really. I'm getting something about like whiny and demanding and sort of just like asking a lot of favors and asking for a lot in general and throwing a lot of emotional fits. And so what I'm getting is that you're literally emotionally, mentally drained and exhausted by this person, and yet your role seems to be in their life to be there for them. So whoever you are, yeah, maybe you're a parent, maybe it's your significant other, maybe it's your boss, but you are supposed to cater to this person's moods, and you feel lately utterly exhausted. So you might have begun to get snappy with this person, and you might have began to I'm getting something about like avoiding them, like, but it's since it's someone so close that your role is supposed to be there for them, it's like a sneaky thing you're doing. So I'm picturing, like, what I'm seeing is someone, for example, pretending they didn't see a message or a call or something like that for like maybe a while, like an hour or something, kind of telling themselves, oh, I need this break before I deal with this person, okay? Now, this person, again, it could be a child, it could be a significant other going through something, it could be a boss, but basically, they're very demanding of you. They have a lot of expectations of you and what you should provide to them. Okay, so it's someone who, yeah, is going through something. If it's a child, it's like there's some transition happening in their life. And yeah, I'm getting three distinct scenarios: child, significant other, or spouse. So basically, this person's going through something, and you are supposed to be their support system. And this person has very specific ideas of what that means. And you are doing your best to meet their expectations, but it just feels like it's just too much. And you are just so drained, and it's really getting to you, and you feel like you can't, like, you just can't even be yourself right now because you feel like your battery is constantly at 10% because of this relationship. And so you feel like every area of your life is in a way suffering because of this, because you feel so drained, so worn down. And also now you're beginning to get crabby. That's also how you will know this message is for you, because it went from exhaustion and drainage and having the best intentions in the world and just not really being able to deliver, because this person has really high expectations, but it's turned into you feeling crabby, and just resentment is starting to build, okay? So if this message is for you, it's almost like a warning that you need to take care of yourself, and you need to learn to set boundaries, even if it's your child, even if it's your boss, even if it's your spouse and they're, I don't know, sick or something, and they need you. You still are a human being. You still are your number one responsibility. If you don't take care of yourself, you can't really be there for other people in the way you want to be or in the way they need you to be. So what I'm getting through strongly is an almost alarm It's like an emergency message that you need to replenish yourself beyond 10%, or else there's going to start being consequences. And one of the consequences is you're going to build resentment towards this person. And that's going to be more complicated to deal with, resentment towards someone so close to you, than simply learning to set the boundary that you need to take care of yourself first. So now what I'm getting is this person has a bit of an attitude, okay? So they're demanding, they feel entitled to what they're asking, and they have a bit of an attitude about it. So you might just have to deal with that. Okay, so I'm getting that the reason you haven't been setting so many boundaries and you've gotten to this point of exhaustion is because you're a little bit afraid of this person. Even if it's a child, you're afraid of their tantrums, you're afraid of their like emotional responses to you not doing exactly as they want. And so it's like you've learned to navigate around their tantrums instead of set healthy boundaries of what is okay and what isn't, or how much you are capable of doing for them, okay? So what I'm getting here is very important in both your relationship and their life, that you do this, because this person is also becoming like not the best version of themselves, let's just put it that way, through this dynamic. Okay, this dynamic has made them in a sort of a tyrant a bit lately. Okay, not to call them out or anything, but it just feels like they're asking for things that they wouldn't ask for before. They're expecting things that are sort of unreasonable to expect from someone else, and they feel very justified. Again, that's why I'm wondering, maybe they're sick, maybe something's going on where they feel like they're extra entitled to get their way, to get their needs met in whatever extravagant ways they deem necessary, and you're supposed to just adapt and provide for them, and with a smile, and just give. And this person is not really thinking about your needs, maybe because they're a child, maybe because they're your boss. If they're your significant other, they become kind of one-sided, where they're not thinking so much about their needs. They have a sense of importance that, yeah, would make sense if it's an only child or if it's your boss, but if it's a significant other, something is imbalance. Something has become imbalanced, and you're drained as a result. And if you don't correct this dynamic right now, it's only going to get worse. And what is most important for you to understand is, even if you can mentally will yourself to put yourself through this, you will eventually snap. Okay, your subconscious will act up. You can't just take this indefinitely, especially as you get more exhausted and you start feeling resentment. If you don't deal with it the right way, then you will accidentally deal with it in some kind of a knee-jerk reaction type way, out of a sense of self-preservation. So it will be better if you address it, more conscientiously, more deliberately. And if you're afraid of their reaction, maybe you just need to accept that they are going to have a reaction and just let them have it. They may throw a tantrum, and you just have to be okay with that, because you have needs. And this is not a sprint, it's a marathon. Exactly. If it's a job, like, you just need to keep providing, right? Just service. Or if it's a child, you're just gonna need to keep being a parent, right? So you have to set the boundary now, because there's only so much you can do long term if you don't take care of yourself. So hopefully this was helpful.